bike history, yep, it's not much, man. Like I said, I started on dirt bike, but like that was my neighbor's bike, so I was a kid, you know what I mean? So I was on like I was riding around on his like I think it's like 50cc youth bike, right? It's just a little dirt bike running around in the yard. And then from there I moved on to like three-wheelers, and then I went to like, you know, four-wheelers, ATV type of stuff. But street bike wise, man, just the R6 and then this thing, dude, that's it. So I don't have much in regards to like history on bikes and stuff like that. So that's why I keep telling people I mean, when you consider that, I mean, I consider myself like a new rider to like the street world. Yeah, I consider myself like a new rider to the street world. Even though I've been riding, you know, on the street for about 5 to 6 years, I still consider myself kind of a newbie to the street world in regards to the street bike. So yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I got off the R6. I was off of bikes for about like 2 years, just because I was gonna buy the second gen MT-09, but we just wasn't ready in regards to like finances and just the stage of life that we were in. We just wasn't ready for a bike, and so I was like, all right, I'll just keep holding off. But I'm really glad that I did, though, because of the Gen 3 that they came out with. It's just so much more superior to the Gen 2 than this bike is just better than the Gen 2, so I'm glad I held off. Yeah, it is. It really is, man. I said I haven't rode the Gen 2s, so I don't know the that bouncy feeling that they're talking about with the front suspension. How like the front feels a little bit light sometimes, or like you don't get good feedback from the front for the Gen 1 and 2. But like I said, the Gen 3s, like I feel like I don't have a problem with that, unless I just don't know what they're talking about, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this Gen 3, like I tell people, like this Gen 3, it turns in just as good or better than my old R6. Like, so that's why I don't get the feeling of what they're talking about for their like the Gen 2s. I'm like, man, this Gen 3, it'll turn in just as good, probably better with a more capable rider. You get what I'm saying? So even a novice like me, if I can tell the difference that, okay, I can tell that, all right, the R6 and this bike basically turns in pretty identical to one another, and it handles sort of the same. Obviously the riding position is a little bit different, but in regards to getting in and out of the corners, man, I would argue that this bike is faster in and out of the corners. But again, yeah, because of all the torque that it has in that range. And so, like I say, with a capable rider, I'm pretty sure this bike will be a lot faster than that older R6. Now, if we're comparing it to like the newer R6 that they had, like the 2016 stuff, I can see that probably being a little bit more competitive, because they made that particular R6 a little bit better. They cleaned up the suspension, they made it better. So yeah, you could argue that that bike was probably a little bit better in the right hands, but you never know, you know what I mean? But I feel like this bike turns in just great, man. Like, I love it, dude. It still gives me that R6 kind of sport feel, and that, to me, that's what I was looking for. And then outside of that, the power range on it, like I said, was able to just get me going whenever I wanted to. So I enjoyed this bike a lot, man.